I'm going to make one of my favourite tea recipes with you. It's inspired by Enchanted Nania tea from Bird and Blend, which I just really recommend, especially if you can't be bothered to mix your own tea. Go and drink some of that, it's fabulous. I wanted to make something with similar flavours that also had some of the kind of helpful healing plants that I'm working with at the moment. So the main ingredient is rose. I've noticed it's quite easy for rose to get overwhelmed by other scents and flavours. So I'm going to use her as like my primary ingredient. I've got my little teapot, which does about 2 sort of traditional sized teacups or 1 really big mug. And I'm going to pop in a good heaped teaspoon of rose petals. So that's what's giving it this kind of lovely Turkish delight flavour. And rose is also a really lovely, soothing, gentle plant to work with. I know she's got a lot of sort of heart healing properties. She's also quite cooling for this time of year. Also going to pop in some meadowsweet. This is literally one of my favourite plants that I've ever met in the wild. Tends to be a kind of soggy places plant, so around the edges of ponds is where I've met her a lot. She has some of the similar properties to willow, so some of those pain-killing properties. So I'm going to put in about half a teaspoon of meadowsweet. And another amazing healing helpful herb is nettle. Nettle does so many things that I can't even remember what they are. I'm going to again do about half a teaspoon because they do have a bit of a stronger flavour that can be a bit overwhelming. They help with hormonal stuff, nutrition, like literally there's a huge long list. I'm also going to put in some cacao nibs. I think generally cacao prefers to be simmered for quite a long time, and I'm only going to steep this with some hot water. But it also has quite a strong bitter flavour. And I just want a hint of it. I just want a little bit of that sort of chocolatey earthiness to counterbalance the floral. So I'm going to put, how much is that? It's like 1/4 of a teaspoon. Can't even show it to you without spilling it. It's just like a pinch, basically, of some cacao nibs. And I'm going to just add some hot water and leave it to steep. So I'm going to show you, yeah. I'm going to add some hot water and I'm going to leave it to steep for about 20 minutes. Oh, it's so satisfying just filling up a teapot. And it looks so pretty with all the petals and all the herbs floating on the surface. And then I have my faithful tea cozy. I'm like amazed at how much this has become one of my most useful possessions, to just pop over the teapot and keep it warm whilst the herbs do their thing and infuse all their goodness into the water. I like to drink it actually with oat milk and honey, to almost have it like a very sweet kind of chocolatey drink, but it's delicious without that as well, or you can just add the honey. But yeah, it's really fun playing with the flavours and the qualities of all these beautiful plants and kind of blending them and mixing them together. And this is a little recipe that I found really magical and delicious. And then it's also got these sort of like, I'm including these plants that I'm finding really helpful to balance some of the health stuff that I've got going on at the moment. So if you give it a try, let me know how you get on, or let me know any of your favourite other little herbs to work with and make tea from. I'd love to know. I'm really geeking out about this stuff at the moment. Mwah!